decided to take life in her own hands, even her career, where she couldn't find her dream job, so she created it. And today's talk is gonna be more about what do you do after you've created your dream job? After you're allowed to travel as much as you want, how do you sustain it? And here's a big secret, is most of us who've been doing it for a few years, we are tired. We are so fucking tired. Does anyone feel that way? Like, not necessarily right now, but just like 17 countries last year, and I'm like, I don't want to get on a plane ever again. I don't care if it's business class. I don't care if I have lie flat seats. I just want to stay home. I can lie flat at home. Even one of our biggest speakers last year, Sam Marks, I traveled with him throughout Eastern Europe, and he is like a multi-millionaire, so he can fly first class and stay in five-star hotels. He can do whatever he wants, but every single freaking week I talk to him, because he's my new partner on the Invest Like a Boss podcast, and we just catch up on Skype once a week when we record the intros, and I'm like, hey, what are you up to? And he's like, bro, I'm so fucking tired. And he's in a different country every single week, and a different city, and it's exhausting. But our next speaker, she has figured out what she believes the solution is to be a happy, nomad that enjoys life and takes care of yourself without getting burnt out. Up next, we have Emma McLaren.
Thank you, Johnny. All right, okay. I wasn't sure how he was going to introduce me because I met Johnny yesterday. So I was looking forward to that. We're gonna lower expectations just a little bit. I've got stories, I've got failures, I've got some successes, but we're just gonna. Part of my job actually is lowering expectations, so we're just gonna lower expectations a little bit. I'm the new girl. I realized this when everybody else kind of knew each other, and I didn't know them. And I also missed the introductory dinner, which is also a big part of my life. As a nomad, I'm often in the wrong place. I love where I am, but I'm often in the wrong place. I'm not at the wedding. I'm not at the birth of the baby. I'm not at my mom's birthday. I'm not where I'm meant to be, and I'm always the new girl. So I am the new girl. This is in England. I do a lot of hiking in England. Somebody asked where it is, and all of them are my photos. Some of them better than others, but that's just the world of who I am. Oh, I have a presenter thing, but I don't actually see my notes. This is going to be awesome. Being the new girl, part of being the new girl, is it's going to be really uncomfortable. So I'm always uncomfortable. I'm the new girl on the Frisbee team. I'm the new girl in the city. I'm the new girl. Hi, I'm Emma. Don't ask me where I'm from. So I'm often in a very uncomfortable. So we're going to get a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, guys? Like, for any of you who've actually met me, oh, he might fix it. That would be awesome. No? Okay, no, never mind. For any of you who've met me, and Brandon tried to formalize it into something, and it was an uncomfortable conversationalist, or a conversationalist who's uncomfortable, or we couldn't quite figure out how it is, but I sometimes ask tough questions, okay? So this is part of what I do. Big fucking smile. Oh, and I also swear a lot. Is that really gonna bother anybody if I swear too much? No? Okay, it's just who I am, and I'm fucking Canadian, but I like smile and swear at the same time. And I'm also a really great shot. So if anybody thinks like Canadians are all nice, I have a really good shot and I swear a lot. And I am Canadian. Which I will get to. Anyways, we're gonna be uncomfortable. Asking tough questions is not always easy, and talking truth and honest, it's not always comfortable and or enjoyable. So we've had a really great time. I promise to do it, this next talk for the next little while, as enjoyable as we can, but we may talk about some things that won't make everybody super comfortable. I don't think it's gonna work, Johnny John. See, we're already best friends. New girl. Quick friends, that's what I do. All right, and so the other thing is I'm gonna ask a couple of things of you, because you've asked, or Johnny didn't really ask me here. I kind of invited myself, And then he's like, oh, great, you're going to talk about getting a dream job. And I'm going to be like, not going to talk about that, Johnny. I'm going to talk about something completely different. And he took a risk on me. But I'm up here on stage. So I'm going to invite you to join me a little bit, okay? So I'm an interactive person. My love language is touching. And so I like to be interactive and to reach out and touch. So I can't do that because I'm on a stage. But I'm going to invite you in. Also, we've hit the 3 o'clock wall. Anybody know what the 3 o'clock wall is? Anybody feeling that 3 o'clock wall? Yeah, even though I've got lots of energy, it's still there, okay? So we're gonna do stuff with some energy, but we're also gonna slow it down just a little bit. And I'm gonna also ask of things of you that you may not wanna do, so you don't have to do it. Don't do it. This is all just my opinion and all just who I am and what I do. But so you don't have to do it. But I will ask some things of you. Johnny's assured me it's going to be super awkward. So let's make him right, wrong. Let's see. And you also probably won't agree with everything I say. I overheard some guys at lunch today who didn't agree with some of the things that Leanne said. And that's okay, you know? We're a big, diverse group, right? We're lots of different opinions, lots of different things. What's right for you is not right for other people. Just because it worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Just because it works for Johnny doesn't mean it's going to work for you. It's figuring out, am I talking loud enough? Yeah? Okay. Just because it worked for Johnny doesn't mean it's going to work for you. But part of this is figuring out what is going to work for you. So the first thing we're going to do, peoples, team. Oh, I'm going to call you team, and you're going to be really, really weirded out because that's a really goofy and awkward and term, is everybody's going to take a moment. We're going to take a big fucking deep breath. Ready? Even Chris. Where's Chris? Chris, did you breathe? Thank you. Okay. All right. What the fuck is a virtually grounded nomad? I'm Emma the Nomad. Aileen was asking me what the hell that is. Am I Emma, founder of the Nomad? No, I'm not Emma, founder of the Nomad. Emma the Nomad is who I am, okay? This is who I am. I've been Emma the backpacker. I've been Emma the daughter of a divorced parents. I've been Emma homeless, jobless, which actually my friends shortened to Hojo. So I was Emma Hojo for a while. What else have I been? Desperate grad student. I've been Emma, the desperate grad student. I've been a lot of things. And just recently, my friend Daphne, who is brilliant and 10 years younger than me, which is amazing, make friends with people who are not your age, said, why don't you just go with Emma the Nomad? So this is my new brand. I'm now Emma the Nomad. And I am reclaiming this word. Hello, everybody. I am reclaiming the word nomad, okay? This is a term that is bigger than digital nomad. It's bigger than location-independent nomad. It's bigger than any kind of nomad that you want to be, okay? The nomad is what you want it to be. I am a nomad. I have been a nomad my whole life. Andrew goes, no, there's no fucking way. Where's Andrew? Oh, did he leave? Or he just embarrassed maybe. Anyways, Andrew yesterday said, there's no way you've been a nomad your whole life. I've been a nomad my whole life. And because my definition of what a nomad is not just moving around, but sitting in the uncomfort of moving around and also having a nomadic heart. So I have a nomadic heart. My parents divorced when I was 4. I was born in Calgary, and then I was shipped to Montreal. I was shipped around during my elementary school days to camp at the summers, to visit family and friends. I traveled a lot. And then I went away to school. I came back. I went away to Calgary. I came back. I quit my job, sold all my things, dumped my boyfriend, and traveled around the world about 9 years ago. And then I came back. And then since then, I have moved and traveled, and I calculated it because I was curious, right? What the fuck? So I pulled out an Excel sheet, and I put together all my houses. So I've lived in 25 different permanent addresses in the last 35 years. And this lovely woman who runs Digital Nomad Girls said to me, you must have a really long Amazon list. And I went, oh shit, yeah, I do. So I sent her my Amazon list because it's very long. Lots of permanent addresses, guys. And also, I've been to 54 countries. And this last 5 years or so, I've traveled around the world 15 times. And the only reason I know that is because TripIt. Who uses TripIt? Yeah, right, all right. TripIt's fucking great. And it tells you all your miles. It also makes you, think about how far you travel, how many trips you do. And so I traveled a lot before that, but then I've also traveled a significant amount in the last 5 years. So this is who I am. I also wanted to, you guys were awesome. Whoever was there yesterday, I fucking hate the question, where are you from? People are like, yeah, it's like a nice way to like get to know each other. So look, if a little woman in Peru is gonna ask me where I'm from, I'm gonna say Canada, right? I'm gonna say Canada. But as nomads, let's just be a little bit more creative, right? So I travel with 2 passports. I speak 3 languages. I've had my backpack for 9 years. I don't feel local anywhere. I feel local in the world. And when I ran into a guy in Medellin, Colombia, who I'd gone out on a date with in London 7 months before, that I found on Tinder, I realized that actually I have a very local, I guess. I was not a biter in elementary school. That was another really good one from yesterday. So I invite you and encourage you to think a little bit about a different question than where you're from. Because are we where we are from? I am Canadian, but I am not from Canada. Okay, so don't ask me how the weather is. Don't say it was really nice when you went there. I haven't lived there in a long time. And I bet that many of you in this audience feel something similar, okay? And I'm proud to be Canadian. I mean, I'm fucking say A as many times as I can. And I am Canadian, right? I have thatness, but I don't feel like I am from Canada anymore because I feel like I am from the world, okay? I also don't have a home right now, so we're still on what I am. We'll get to what I do, but we're still on what I am. I don't have a home. I consider myself a full nomad right now, even though I've been a nomad my whole life. I'm a full nomad right now. I live out of a backpack. I'm going to take you through a year in the life of Emma the Nomad. But yeah, I don't live quite out of a backpack. I have a really nice, half solid, half not solid duffel bag from Eddie Bauer that I ordered to meet me in San Francisco when I was there a couple weeks ago. And I love my fucking life, right? But not always the case. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is a bit awkward. Let's be awkward and be friends and stuff. All right, team. So, I don't know if any of you saw my fucking survey, but I put out a fucking survey because I like to ask questions. And it was a fucking community survey, and it was asking questions about what is a nomad and what is a digital nomad. I think these questions are important. This is a movement. You guys are fucking awesome. You're sitting here talking about the best beaches and where to find Wi-Fi, and you don't realize that you represent something so much more than that. And I will talk a little bit more about that, but what you do is amazing, okay? And I do feel like we need to be asking questions about what is this, what is. So can I please, don't make this more awkward than it could be. Please ask everybody to stand up. Yeah, I love it. Plus, shake a little bit. There we go. All right. My first gig as a sustainable seafood consultant, I presented to an audience, and I talked about this a little bit. I came second prize in EntreSlam. Yes, EntreSlam. It's an entrepreneur's poetry slam by talking about this. So I put together a beautiful presentation for an audience of newbies on what the fuck sustainable seafood is, and it was all experts in the audience. It was a really great experience. It was one of the worst experiences, best story ever, because most of the worst experiences ever are the best stories. So I want to get to know you a little bit so that even though I've got a presentation, I can just make up other stuff. All right, so I'm assuming a little bit that we're all nomads, but if you don't think you're a nomad or you don't believe you're a nomad or you have this, however you want to define it, however you want to think, if you don't believe you're a nomad, please have a seat. All right. Okay, How many of you feel like you've been a nomad for like a year? You know, you've been a nomad for a year. You've really gotten into this for a year. A year long, yeah, like so under a year. Like if you've been please have a seat. All right, okay. The new mads have now sat down. All right, old mads. So, how many of you have felt that you are a nomad for the last, how about 3 years? Less than 3 years. Please have a seat. Fuck yeah, I was really hoping that some people would still be standing. I didn't know. Okay, we're gonna go 5 years, have a seat. Yes, this is even better. Your whole fucking life. Who has been a nomad lifer? Have a seat and fucking give yourself a round of applause. Thank you, nomad lifers. Again, you may define nomads as something completely different, that's fine, but this gives me an impression that some of you may be a little bit tired. So what the fuck do? I am a sustainable seafood consultant. I am also the Director of Innovative Solutions at Sustainable Fisheries Partnership. Really? Yeah! Fucking awesome! It was not easy. That shit was not easy to get. I have the dream job, okay? I'm a scuba diver. I've been a scuba diver since I was 16. I love diving. It's my favorite thing. If you fucking add a job to my favorite thing, then I don't necessarily want to do my favorite thing. So, not in every case, but I was worried that if I became a dive master, I would hate diving. Can you fucking imagine? No way. So, I wanted to do something in the oceans, with the oceans. I'm not a scientist, so I needed to come up with something. On the phone with somebody, and they said, because I'd called hundreds of people while I was homeless, jobless, and, well, yeah, I guess I was unemployed and jobless. So I was homeless and jobless at the time, and I was calling fucking everybody I knew. They said, what about marine management? I said, what the fuck is that? And so then I applied to marine management. I did something in marine management that nobody wanted to do. I nearly got kicked out twice. I fought against the curve. I took that fucking road less traveled. And I did something completely different. And then I graduated. Woo! Not very good because I had a breakdown during my graduation as well, during my graduate program. Nearly dropped out. We actually quit every day, but I nearly actually really dropped out. It was a really intense thing. I quit coffee. Can you believe this on coffee though? Like, I don't need coffee. But there was a time that I did need coffee. So I quit coffee, and then I graduated with a C instead of a fucking A. Who cares, right? I got a paid internship and a really great start. And then nothing, really. And then there was nothing. I was an unemployed grad student. And I had all these skills, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I branded myself. I didn't even know what that was. Nobody ever taught me. There wasn't a digital nomad, or there probably was a digital. I didn't know that there was a digital nomad community back in 2011. So I didn't really understand this. But I called myself a sustainable seafood consultant. None of you know what that is. My favorite thing in the last 5 years is saying I'm a sustainable seafood consultant, and then people figuring it out, right? One of my favorite things. So all of you are thinking, oh, what the fuck is that? I'm not going to go into it. I have a website, consultemmamclaren.com. I built it by myself in 2011. It's dated. Leanne would think it's shit. And yet it's got some information on there. It talks a little bit about what I do. And the company I work for is Sustainable Fisheries Partnership. They're also really fucking cool. Worst logo in the world. They've changed the face of the world. And they're really cool. But yeah, so I'm not going to get into that. But I made it up. Okay? And I told the guys in the industry that that's what I was doing. And I couldn't fucking keep the jobs off of me. It was pretty awesome, right? And so I was getting all these contracts. I was working with restaurants. I was working with NGOs and everything. But I was taking massive risks. I remember I was in tears, guys. I was in fucking tears. I was in the middle of nowhere, Ireland, in some hotel, I think. Some guys had said, come, well, yeah, we'll give you a job. Yeah, we'll give you a job. Fucking got on that plane, went to Ireland, did a bunch of work for them, and then they were like, yeah, we don't really want you. just like let me go in the middle of fucking Ireland. I was like, what the hell? So like, it's not always easy. But I ended up at Sustainable Fisheries Partnership, and I've been with them for 4 years, which is the longest job I've ever had. It's a startup. It's a virtual organization. It is one of the first virtual organizations as far as I'm concerned. There are 70 of us around the world. There are no offices, no head offices, no headquarters, none of that bullshit. We all work from hotels and cafes. None of them know about you, right? I didn't know about you until 8 months ago. So now that I know about you, I'm like a fucking kid in the candy store. So I'm really happy to be like here, which is why I'm fucking smiling all the time. But we didn't know about you, they don't know about you, and they are wonderful. But they are a corporate. I am a businesswoman. I am the director of innovative solutions. I am a businesswoman. I work with Walmart. I work with McDonald's. I work with Tesco and Wegmans and Publix, and I work with a lot of these big companies, right, to help them with their seafood. I need to look that way, okay? I don't need to be a backpacker. I need to be a businesswoman. But I'm a backpacker. I mean, I've been a backpacker my whole life, so I'm also a backpacker. I'm rambling because I don't have any notes, so let's move on. Do I need to do this? Okay. So, if I'm going to talk to you about being grounded, right, I want you to know who I am. So I've told you a little bit about who I am. I get my haircut once or twice a year, so it's awesome, but it doesn't happen very often. And also, I travel a shitload. So in April this past year, I was ready to quit my job. I'll get into that, but it was too much. I was tired. I was really tired. I wasn't feeling that grateful, hashtag not grateful. And so I was like, yeah, that's it, I'm done. And so I started to make some changes, and I'll get into that. But I wanted to set it up a little bit. So this is a year in the life of Emma. I've never shared this with anybody. There's only one person in the entire world who knows where I am at all times, and that's my dad. And that's only because he doesn't say, fuck you, every time I talk about where I am, because I have a pretty lovely life. But again, like, you know, I wanted to go first in these presentations because I always like to go first because then I don't have to think about what everybody else is doing. Johnny is a magic maker because I feel like he set up the speakers in a very nice way because having March right before me was really lovely. So well done, Johnny. So it's not easy, but it's fucking worth it. And we just need to figure out some ways where we can get grounded. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can, but this is a year. This is June to June. So this past June, to this coming June, so it's both what I've done and where I'm going. And also, I'm a very bad digital nomad, okay? I've done 2 things so far. The survey, not very successful. I tried to do a love meditation for Trump, which was completely different, not very successful. My Instagram is still very, very basic. And my digital nomad millennial friends tell me that I suck at both writing and photography. So I'm working on these things. I'm working on them. But I did this all by myself. Okay, so can you see the yellow line? Okay, here we go. June. I flew London to Brisbane to meet up with a boy who then broke my heart, or my heart was broken. We went to Papua New Guinea, where I did my 300th dive on a reef called Emma's Reef. Then we did a liveaboard in the Great Barrier Reef. Then I flew to Komodo and dove there. Keep in mind, this entire time I am working. I don't take holiday, I am working. Actually, that's a fucking lie, Emma, don't lie. I took 3 days off in Komodo, and I think I took 3 days off in Papua New Guinea, but I don't really take holiday because my income is active. Then I went to Bangkok and met with with the Thai fisheries minister, government, Costco, and a number of other companies to talk about the challenges in Thailand's fishing. Then I flew back to London to make it to my friend's wedding. Yay! So happy. She got married. She was beautiful. It was lovely. Then I went to Halifax. I had started my breakdown. I had started this like, I'm over it, I'm done, this is it, I can't do it anymore. I went to Halifax for an entire month of self-care. We'll talk about self-care if I get there before I run out of time, which I won't, I promise. So a whole month of self-care in Halifax. Then I went back to London. I went to Russia for the first time, which was awesome. Back to London. What's next? Oh, I had to go to Germany to meet with McDonald's and a bunch of their suppliers, which was really intense, and it was a really business trip, and I hate business trips. Then I flew to Sicily where I did co-boat. Anybody else do co-boat? No, because none of you can afford Cobot. It was quite an expensive thing, but it was one of the most amazing things ever. It was the first time I discovered the Nomad community. I shared a bed with Becky. Who's Becky? Yeah, that's a good point. I just met her that day, and now we shared a bed. This is from somebody who lives on her own and travels on her own and is on her own and is happy to be on her own. Becky is the most amazing woman ever. Becky Meller, yes. Okay, so down to Cobot. Then I flew to Spain for our annual meeting. My company is 70 of us. We're around the world. Every year we get together once. We drink too much. We work too much. We have a really nice time. It's a week of awesomeness. So anybody who works for a virtual organization or a company that makes you do remote, get them to do you an AGM, an annual general meeting. Then back to London. I don't know what I did there. Then into France to meet with some French partners. Then I flew to Miami. I'm going to go through this much faster. Shopping in Miami. Costa Rica. Ooh, Costa Rica's awesome. Down into Medellin. Went to Medellin. I highly recommend Medellin. That was my first exposure to the Nomad community. I was going there because of Wi-Fi Tribe, and then Wi-Fi Tribe didn't go there, but I still went there anyways, which was really awesome. Into the Amazon. Lived a life that I really want to live through the Amazon on my own solo venture into the Amazon. Are you guys tired yet? Are you annoyed? Are you like, fuck you, Emma? Yeah? A little bit more? No? No, you guys are like, fuck you, Emma. I get it. Peru, climbed Machu Picchu for Christmas. Then up into Mexico City where I flew my hairdresser in. Beautiful hair. Thank you, Richard. Beautiful hair. Flew him in to give me a haircut in Mexico. San Francisco, a really important big meeting with all of the fishery suppliers, all the seafood suppliers in San Francisco with my work. Bought a pair of shoes, returned them the same day. It was awesome. Then, where am I? Singapore. Through Singapore to get on my flight to Myanmar. Yeah, no, I didn't go to Myanmar. I fucked up the visa. It happens. So I didn't go to Myanmar. I bought a cheap ticket to Phuket. Went to Phuket. Phuket for a week, Bangkok for a week, Chiang Mai for a week. Sunday night, I go to Japan. I'm there for 3 weeks. I go skiing and scuba diving. And then I go down into Indonesia, where Johnny's maybe going to meet up with me and do some diving for a month. Oh my God, when are we? So that's June to, the fuck date is it? April, something like that. Through Sydney to meet my friend Mike. Through Hawaii to meet with my colleagues. Panama, Costa Rica, Panama. Oh my God, I'm fucking tired. Medellin, Dallas, Montreal, New York. Oh my God, London, Spain. Yeah. That's a year in the life of Emma. And that is not any different than the year before or the year before that. And you guys, so the newbies, my nomads, are thinking, fuck yeah, I want that. I want that. That is what I want. The guy sitting next to me, that's what I want. That's your dream, right? Travel, somebody paying for your flights, working, feeling like, happy or at least fulfilled. And getting to see the world, right? I had the dream job. I have the fucking dream job. I love my job. This is me in 2012. Yeah, I don't look like that anymore, but this is me in 2012, the epitome of that life. This is actually in the middle of a trip. I'm an event planner, so I'm a sustainable seafood consultant, but we're more than one thing. So I'm an event planner, I'm a manager, so I plan events. And I was in Asia for 30 days, 7 cities, different hotel every single night. Yep, that's right. They were 5-star hotels, but it's still a different pillow every single night, and packing every single day, right? That shit's not easy. And that was back in 2012. And so I kept going, right? This is the dream job. Come on, Emma. Fuck yeah, come on. You can do it. You've got the dream job. Just suck it up and just do it, right? Just do it. And yet it wasn't working. Single, still single. Single, not necessarily very happy. Clearly not controlling my weight very well. What else? Yeah, probably, a number of things I'm not going to talk about completely, but not, just my mind, body, and soul was stretched. I was tired, Okay, guys, like this lifestyle is amazing. The nomad lifestyle is amazing. It pushes you, right? It pushes you. I am resilient. My lifestyle has created a resilient person. I'm a little bit friendly, maybe sometimes a little bit over-friendly, but it's really important to remember that you're dreaming of this. You're dreaming of creating a dream job. You want to work for yourself. You want to travel around the world. And remember, oh shit, how much time is that? Fuck. Okay. Okay, so I believe I can live a grounded, connected, joyful, virtual, nomadic life. This is me now. I work very hard on my self-care. I think about my values. I think about authenticity. I could not have done this talk a year ago because I would never have talked about my weight. I would never have talked about the struggles. I would never have talked about how difficult a lot of it is because it was just a mask. It's great. I live in London and I like travel around the world all the time and like my work pays for me and it's like fucking great. It wasn't. I didn't like living in London. I didn't really like my work, so I faked it a lot. And now I can honestly and authentically and with all kinds of fucking energy say that I really love what I do. But it's not easy. It wasn't easy to get. It was really hard to get, which is why you felt like you had to hold on to it. Seth Godin talks about the importance of knowing when to quit and when to hang on to it, and I'm really grateful. #grateful, that I ended up staying with it. Authenticity is really, really, really important to me. Conscious relationships. So I believe in a connected life, virtually connected. Can you have a virtual connected life? I believe you can. I stopped dreaming about the dream boys and the dream jobs and started focusing a little bit more on myself. And the world and the universe gave me some wonderful boys and some wonderful new opportunities and ideas, and it's been amazing. And I also focused a lot on self-care. So I asked you to breathe a little bit a little bit earlier. See, now I'm flustered because I've only got like 3 minutes left. Breathe. It's very simple just to breathe, okay? Do you know why a lot of nomads do yoga? It's because it's tough on the body. My body hurts. I'm in planes and in stupid cafe chairs and, it's not easy. And it's also, you can be alone without being lonely, but it is also lonely, right? And it can get really tough, and we don't like to admit it. And on the Facebook groups, so I am the most positive, realistic person, that you'll meet lots of them, hopefully, but there are inklings of desperation within the nomad community of, sorry to be a bit of a Debbie Downer, but my mom is really tough on me because of my lifestyle choice. My sister called me a slacker daughter and slacker sister this past week. Emma the nomad's doing really well. Emma the sister, not so good. So it's really important to remember that this life has its down and to talk about it. Okay, because talking about it's really, really important, and that's where community came in. So finding some of the community that I've met here has been wonderful. And for those of you who have met me, you realize you're like, what? She's just like, stop asking questions, Emma. So I get that. Simon Sinek. Anybody? Simon Sinek? Yeah, he is fucking awesome. This was in case I was really tanking, and at least I gave you Justin. Okay. And dancing's really important for my self-care, so. Okay, Simon Sinek talks about two things that really is. Thank you, Justin. You're wonderful. Is this one of those awkward moments where everybody's looking at you like, It's supposed to stop. I did that for myself too, and it sort of worked. Simon Sinek talks about two things. The first is a lot of really unhappy people. We're happy, we're digital nomads, we're super enthusiastic, it's amazing, right? And then sometimes you go home and you think, you know what, actually? And you may have a great life, and you may be not super happy. The millennial generation is the loneliest, most disconnected, and saddest generation we've ever had before, right? This is the connected, not connected generation. So he talks about the importance of helping others. The thing is you cannot help others until you help yourself. Yeah, now I'm gonna go so self-care. Self-care is really important. My tank was completely empty. Okay, like I was completely drained. This lifestyle is amazing. It's wonderful, but it drains you. And I also manage a lot of other people. I have to make decisions all the time. Mark Zuckerberg wears the same t-shirt every day. It's amazing. He doesn't have to make decisions. He just puts the same t-shirt on. I have to decide where my flights are, where my hotels are, where my travel. It's worth it, but it's very draining. To focus on my self-care, to dance, right? To laugh a lot, to do yoga and meditation and all of these things. Self-care is whatever you want. You're picturing a woman feet up in a bathtub, bubbly. It's not all that. It's a many, many things, okay? And then what I realized is once I figured out my self-care, I could help others. So now my tank floweth over. And so I'm able to help this community. And this community is really important to me. And I use the word community because I do think that this is a community and a movement and something that I'm really, really glad to be part of. But I feel this. If you suck at relationships in your regular life, you will suck at relationships as a nomad. If you are unhappy with a lot of the things that you are doing, you're not necessarily going to be happy as a nomad. Okay? Just because you find the right beach and some Wi-Fi will not give you fulfillment. I believe the nomad community will change the fucking world. Look at you guys. You're creative. You're inspiring. The talks today have been amazing. You're innovators. You are at the front of a movement that is just the beginning. Let me just tell you. And I'm standing right here. I'm being fucking filmed about it. It's just the beginning. This is something that is going to just explode. Look how big this conference is getting. Johnny's like, get off the stage. I'm almost done, Johnny. Not through Wi-Fi or better backpacks, but through empathy, joy, creativity, and magic. A little fucking magic, okay? My final story, Johnny, is this. I have a lot of joy coming back to Chiang Mai. So 9 years ago, I came to Chiang Mai, okay? I went to something called Monk Chat. I don't know if Monk Chat's still there. I'm not here long enough to know. I don't know if anybody's ever been there. These monks flirted with me. Anybody else been flirted with by monks? Within a few minutes, they gave Maria and me our Buddhist names. 9 years ago, they gave Maria her name, Sky Sister, perfect. Beautiful, loving sister, fucking head in the clouds. Sky Sister. Within 2 minutes of meeting me, they gave me my Buddhist name, and it was Boaloy. And Boaloy means beauty from the mud, which is also translated into lotus flower. Now, you will see a lot of lotus flowers around Thailand. The lotus flower has always been a bit of an interesting figure or image in my life, in my day-to-day, and I've always thought about that. And I thought, I had a really great childhood. I moved around a lot. My mom's a bit crazy, but it was okay. I didn't come from the mud. So I got a tattoo in the back room of a Medellin random house by some beautiful man who then tried to kiss me, but I didn't kiss him back. And it's a beautiful tattoo, and I love it. And it's a lotus flower. And I got it. And then after I got it, I realized this, guys. Okay. The lotus flower grows. It grows in water. The water is not rushing, but the water is unstable. The lotus flower is beautiful and strong and unusual and different and weird and goofy and all of those things. I'm ready, almost ready. And yet the water is moving. And so as nomads, this is what I'm going to leave you with, as nomads, okay? You want to be a nomad, whether you want to do it from your home, however you define what a nomad is, even if you've got a nomad heart and you've never, ever, ever moved. In our changing world, in the shit that's happening when freedom's being slightly challenged, I want you to think about the lotus flower, okay? I want you to think of the beauty and the strength that you can bring, that you can put off while still having a shaky ground underneath. So, we are enough. I have mantras now. This is one of my self-care things. So I am enough. I have enough. I have enough time. I have enough money. And I want to let you guys know, and everybody that I've met so far is fucking awesome, that you guys are enough. Okay? You have enough time. You have enough money. You have enough love. You have enough joy. You have enough. Do you know the opposite of scarcity is enough? It's not abundance. So I get it. You all want to make $1 million. I get it. That's what we want to do. Let's work together everybody can have enough and everybody else can have enough at the same time. And see if we can work together a little bit and make this nomad community supportive so that people like me and people like you who want to do this feel supportive and taken care of. Because it takes a lot of work. And you need to take care of yourself, and then you need to take care of your community. And that is my story.